Hello, and welcome to this special edition of Invitation to a Conversation. I'm Pamela Bailey, and I'm here this evening with Marcus Arbery doing a post follow-up on the sentencing day of the McMichaels and Mr. Williams. Good evening and Happy New Year's, Mr. Arbery. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Happy New Year's to you too.
Good to see you. Let me
Good to see you
fix.
too.
Let me fix this. Okay, that's a little bit better. Today is going to be a different type of conversation. I'm going to let you explain how you felt about sentencing day, but then I would like to do a few quotes that your supporters through the community and some visitors said about that sentencing day and just get your thought upon it. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay, so first tell me, how were you feeling and during the sentencing, and how do you feel about the overall sentences and all?
Oh, it's bitter, but it's sweet. You know, we did get justice for Mark, so it's bitter because he lost his life. He's no longer with us. So we still hurt behind losing him.
Yes. And okay, so I'm going to get into some of the quotes that some people said. A young lady that is a native of Brunswick, but now lives in Atlanta. Her name is Linda Gamble. She said, now they get to live with people of color, the same people they hated for all of these years.
Wow. That's my homegirl. I know exactly who she is. She down there.
Okay.
Yes, that's my homegirl.
Can you turn down the TV volume? I hear that in the
That's Maria there with that TV because this TV is down. Yeah. All right.
How do you feel about that statement now that the most that they were afraid of, now they have to live within the walls with them?
Oh, I love it because guess what? You ain't got no guns in there. So you're gonna have to see what you know now. Because you took a gun to a baby, now ain't no guns in there, it's men in there. So we're gonna see what you know. We're gonna see, can you handle yourself? Because my son could have handled himself without guns. Y'all ain't had to take no gun to him. He showed you he was a man. So now ain't no guns in there, so I'm gonna see what they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm. And Reverend Dwayne Cope of Historical St. Ignatius Episcopal Church said, the people who live here still must figure out how we live and look at one another and be beside one another. So it was important sort of leading up to this day. So do you think it's going to be a short adjustment, a long time adjustment, or forever an adjustment of how the Black and white community would see each other now that this sentencing and the people of their own race have been accused of murder?
It's still gonna be, they still doing the same thing, but don't get me wrong, it's all white people are not bad. But you know what I'm saying? Racism ain't going nowhere. It gonna still be him. Because they show signs of it, places you go, they'll bother you when you ain't even bothering them. I'm just keeping it real. But as a man, as a Black man, I don't worry about it because guess what? I ain't gonna let you hurt me. And you did enough hurt when you killed my child. So I'm not gonna worry about you bothering me. So I just keep my eyes on the prize, and I tell my family to keep their eyes on the prize too.
You went out. I can't see you right now.
Oh, okay. This thing went out, Marie. Somebody trying to message Secure Thomas or something. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You all right?
No, this thing went out right here.
I still hear you. I just can't see you.
Okay.
Can't see you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
There you go.
And Brunswick former mayor Cornell Harvey said, now, even though we have major differences sometimes, we still came together during this time and the jury got it right.
Yes, I give all glory to God. And I'm just thanking God that that, you know, justice can be served when somebody white kills somebody black, because that's what kept us so, you know what I'm saying, steamed away, because, you know, it's hard for you to get a conviction on a white man when they kill a black. So I'm just so glad the justice system prevailed. The justice system showed that all men are created equal. So you got to be accountability. I don't care what color you are. When you're wrong, you're wrong. You got to pay just like everybody else. So I was so grateful for that.
And do you think this will be a new precedent in the justice system, now that some people won't feel inferior or in doubt when there is a case, I hope it's not again, where a white man kills a black man and there's a majority white jury, that we won't feel like we won't get justice? I know it's not going to be a perfect world, but we can get justice. It was
Yes. Yes, the only thing bothers me is, you know, a white man always do stuff to try to get away with it. It bothers me because I'm just thinking, if we ain't got no video, you know what I'm saying? And can we get justice without a video? You know what I'm saying? Because one thing about my son, Del, showed him all the evidence we need to see to get a conviction, because he did nothing wrong. One thing he did wrong was that he just was a black man. And those 3 men were racist. So that's the only crime he really did. So that's what really bothers me. Can we really get justice without a video?
Right. And evidently we can't get justice without a video. And justice was served because we saw what we saw and we heard what we heard. And it was justified, and the punishment was given for what we seen by
Right.
the video. And
Right.
you, Mr. Arbery, you started it off. I think that what you said was so poignant during the time of the sentencings, where the judge allowed each one of Ahmaud's family members to speak. And you said that, Travis, the man that killed my son, every day you sat next to your father in the courtroom, and I will never be able to do that with my son. What were you feeling when that came out of your mouth and you said that? I thought that was so poignant at that moment in time, to bring a physicality to this trial.
Oh, that's what I say. I be real what I say, and that is true. I never be able to sit beside him ever again. I got to go in that cemetery and visit him. His people can still come to them prison and see him. I got to go talk to my son in the grave. I mean, his mom and his sister and brother and his uncle and all us. You know, we still got to struggle with, because he gone. That racer duo, Lynchmark, killed my boy. You know, we still got to just struggle every day with losing him. You know, they're still alive. They can still go to them chain gangs or whatever, and they can still see their mamas or whatever. But my mom gone. They killed him. They killed him. So we got to go to the graveyard to see him.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And your daughter Jasmine, you gave him the physical of what you will miss him being here. And your daughter Jasmine gave us a visual imagination of what Ahmaud looked like to those who didn't know him. And she said how he looked, the color of his skin, how it glistened in the sun, the texture of his hair, and the character of his love that will be missed. I thought that was so awesome, you know,
Yes.
because of the character slander that was that have been putting down on the victims of African-American men. And she just brought him back to life.
Yes, she did.
And how he looked. And it's not a shame to be the color of what we are.
That's right. I agree with you on that.
How did you feel when you heard her say those words? What were you thinking at that time?
Oh, I was just so proud of her, because I know my children were raised up close. They were raised up very close bonded. You know, her and Ahmaud and my oldest boy, they always went out to eat all the time together. And I know she gonna miss her brother. You know, I think she did a really good job talking about how he worked out and how he like this twist his hair up and stuff like that there. And she just letting you know that he was a black man. That's all she was letting the world know. He was not no animal. This was somebody's child. But when these people so racial, they look at us like animals and stuff like that. We are human beings. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Miss Wanda Cooper, she said, and I cannot paraphrase it word for word, but she said she wondered if her son would have cleaned his toenails if he knew that he was going to be killed that day. I tell you, that touched my soul so bad when those words came out of her mouth. And she just gave it back to them because she let them know that she knew her son and that it was fashionable not to wear socks all the time with shoes, you know? And so her description of his fashion stance and who she was as a guy, you know, she wasn't in denial. You know, she knew who he was. How did you feel when she brought up his toenails and the cleanliness of it and what she said along with it?
Oh, I know she was gonna fire back on that or racial lady on you because that's how she is. So I was just proud of her for that. Because you know, Wanda, she's the type she loves her children, you know, and I know she does. And I'm just proud of her firing back on that lady like that. And what they got to realize with Martin and not grow up on no post sides of bed. Anything he wanted, he got it.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted $300-400 pair of shoes, he got it.
Mm-hmm.
All he had to do is say, I want me a $300-400 pair of shoes. It wasn't no word change for him because he was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Me, his mama, his brother, sisters, we always gave him everything he wanted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And now and before we go on, and Judge Walmsley, when Judge Walmsley told the gallery and all the officials in the courtroom to pause for that moment of silence, I thought that showed his humanity once again throughout the courtroom as he done from the beginning of the trial. What was your thoughts when he went into that moment of silence that day?
Oh, I just thank God. I give all, and if I see that doggone judge, I would shake his hand because he was so fair. And the man, you can tell he was a man of God.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He was a great character, and he just done his job. He kept his job professional, and you know what I'm saying? He didn't look at no color. When you wrong, you wrong. He care what color you was.
Yeah.
And so he just said, come on, this was wrong. And he just letting the world know that I'm fair and I'm not tolerating that. You know, we just let the McMichael know that we don't need y'all in this world.
Mm-hmm. He didn't waver one time. He didn't change from who he was from the beginning to the middle to the end. He showed compassion and he showed his humanity. And he walked through that faith walk. He surely did. He surely did. And one of the things that he said that I'm going to remember him by is he said, I keep going back to the terror that must have been in the mind of the young man running through Statilla shores. Yes. I think that was so profound. I think that was heavy on his heart for him to put it in actions of how he felt. What was your thoughts when you heard him say that?
That was a child.
He was looking like that was a young man.
Child.
He was a child, and all these men were older than him. I don't care what color you are, that's still a child. And the daddy need to be ashamed of himself, old as he was, to leave your kid in something like that. Yes. But I'm finna lay it down to you ain't care nothing about your own kid. Yes. Because you were any kind of man with some decent about yourself, you look at your kid and see that, hey, my kid got a little old boy, he's trying to raise. That means you ain't even care nothing about your family neither. You on that racial so hate and so bad you ruin your own family. You tore my family down, but guess what? You ruin yours too. Yeah. That shows when that race is so deep, they don't care nothing about destroying everybody because it's just in their blood. It's just like when they breathe in it and it trickle all the way down the family line. You know, they don't care who they room behind us. All they see is hate, and they're gonna just do what they do. They kill that hate. When they racial like that, that's a dangerous thing. I'm telling you that. Oh God.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, like they said, it takes more energy to hate than it is to love, because you got to remember it day in and day out while you hate that person and just add it on. Yeah, it takes up a lot of energy. And the last thing that I want to ask you about is, how do you feel that Travis and Gregory McMichaels got life without parole, but Brian Roddy Williams might have the possibility of parole?
I think he should have got the same thing they got to, because he raced it through and he know what was going on, and he didn't try to do nothing to help my son either. So he just was guilty they was. So he should have got the life with no parole too. But I'm satisfied with him, because when the Fed get through capping him good, he ain't gonna see the daylight neither. So he through too. He'll be behind them bars to the devil collect from him too.
Yeah, so we're coming up on the federal trial of the hate crime coming up in early February, somewhere around the first week in February. So how are you feeling going into this trial, and do you think it will be as long as this criminal trial?
Oh, now the Fed different. You go in there playing with them, they very different in the state. They don't drag stuff long, because they be done their homework. And when the feds pick you up, they do their homework and they got the evidence they need. So you'll go in there playing with them and don't comply. You'll see the difference.
Yeah, just like that GBI man did. He came in, testified, did what he had to do, and was gone.
Right. He
Yeah.
play.
Yes.
There you go.
And one thing I would like to say is I am so happy that the New Year's, when it came in, that y'all had gone by the trial already and had a sentences. I'm glad that you did not go into the New Year's still in wonder of how the sentence, would come out. And I'm glad that you crossed into the new year with some kind of relief or resolution to that. But Mr. Arbery, is there anything else you would like to tell the people? Thank you for being here anytime I ask to do these things. I know they're not easy, but I will always keep you in my prayers and lift your family up during this time. And I know this will be something that this area will never forget.
Hey, you need to talk about your work.
Yeah, one more thing I just want to say about that sheriff down there, Ronald Robinson.
Yes.
Saying a racial slur like that about my child.
He said something into the fact that he deserved what he get. Didn't he call him a criminal or something? Do you remember?
Call him a criminal and say he still got the death sentence. Yes, and these are the kind of people that swear on the oath supposed to be serving and protecting us. People better wake up, because you got them kind of people on our law enforcement. Can you imagine what they done to African American people?
Yes.
That's how I look at it. Oh God.
And it makes you think back to go and search how long they've been in office, how long they've been serving the community, and how many cases that have gone unsolved, or how many cases been closed without the actual truth really coming out.
Yes. Oh God.
It opens it opens up a whole new can of work. Yes, it does.
Yes. Oh God. That is so awful. We got people that swear on the oath and they own our police force, and they hate African American people like that. So you can imagine what he done to Black people. Well, I hope they fired him.
Well, we knew that going into this trial, that some people thought because it was majority white that they will come out innocent, and we went, and and we thought that we were going to come out being sad again, but it just flipped the whole thing. God is good. God is good.
All the time.
So,
all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. And we don't need to be trying to go back no 1800s. This is a new day, a new time.
Yes.
We got to go forward in this world. I'm telling you, that's the only way this world will bounce out equal. Everybody get treated equal, Black and white.
Yes.
When they be wrong, let them be counted for it. Let them pay just like everybody else do. And we can go forward in this world.
Yeah, put racism to the forefront. There was a time we couldn't be educated. We're educated now. There were times when we couldn't have certain positions. Now we're presidents, vice presidents, mayors, governors, senators, congressmen, principals. There were times that we couldn't do a lot of things. We couldn't vote. We had to pay to vote, and we can do those things. So what else is there left to be prejudiced against us about but the color of our skin, unfortunately? But we're here. You have to live among us. We're not going
Right.
anywhere.
Come on, we
No.
ain't going nowhere.
We're not going, we're here. We're here.
Yeah. But all I can tell you, you know, racing is bad, but keep your eyes on the prize.
And that's God.
Yes.
That's God.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 He good all the time.
Yes. Well, once again, I'm not going to keep you, Mr. Arbery. Thank you for coming on this Sunday evening. Much blessings to you and your family. That's a beautiful grandbaby you have.
Yes.
So
Yes.
they all look alike. They all look
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
Jasmine favors Ahmad,
Mhm.
Ahmad favors her, and everything. Yes.
Yeah. They beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you
So
too.
you're welcome. You take care
And you do the same.
and see you soon.
All
Anytime you
right.
want to come on, you're welcome.
Anytime you want me on, I'm gonna talk to you too. All right,
Thank
because you keep it real.
Thank you.
You're welcome.